be whatever you want. You can be fucking belligerent. You can be easy. I don't really care.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Hey, Shane. This is just Matt from fucking Sales Sniper Marketing Company. Looks like you booked a call with us in the last few days about possibly getting some help with your business. Is this still an appropriate time?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man. I should start by asking you: Have you found what you're looking for, or are you still looking?
No, I'm still looking around.
Okay, and do you know what you're looking for?
Yeah. Basically, I came across your business, and I'm just looking to get some leads for my business.
Okay, what do you mean? Let's just make sure we're working with the same parameters. When you say leads, that can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. What are you specifically talking about? You're talking about phone numbers, book calls, what are you looking for?
Leads to my website.
Okay, so you want to convert those into phone numbers? Do you want to convert them into book calls? What's the outcome that you're looking for?
We have a registration page, so I'd like them to fill it out, and then I can qualify them through that page.
Okay, perfect. And can I ask, what are you doing to get people to fill out that registration page and get them on your website now?
Just through our YouTube channel. We're just sending people that way.
Okay, and how long have you been doing that?
For 6 months.
Okay, and is there any particular reason why you chose that way?
It was free.
Okay, that makes sense. And do you like, I guess, the mechanism that you're generating leads at the moment?
Not really. It's kind of hard to trace right now.
But it can't be all doom and gloom, right? You're doing stuff. So what do you like about it?
I like when we do produce a video within the next week or so, we get leads from that. So it's kind of nice. Whatever we're talking about, whatever topic, somebody shows up because of that. We just don't know when.
Okay. That makes sense. And to be honest, it sounds like that strategy is going fairly well for you. Is there anything you would change about, I guess, either the delivery mechanism or the outcomes that you're getting if you could, though?
Yeah, I think more volume of leads would be great.
What do you mean volume? Like specifically?
Yeah, like if we had, say 6 to 10 leads a day coming in, I think that would help our sales team out a little bit.
Okay, and how many leads do you have coming in every day right now?
It's sporadic. Some days we get 3 or 4. Some days we get 1. Some days we get 0. It just depends on the time of day and on the weekend.
Okay.
It fluctuates.
Okay, so that lack of, I guess, predictability, is that having an impact on the business at all?
Yeah, it is on our sales team, because when we have our meeting the next day, it's like, so did you get any leads yesterday? And they're like, no, nothing. And then I don't know how to trace that.
Okay, well, that makes sense. And I guess just so I can see the rationale behind why you might be looking to, I guess, systemize your lead generation, but what's the main reason for potentially looking at an alternative means rather than just doing more videos?
Well, ultimately, I guess if we're getting more leads, we have a chance at closing more sales.
Okay, and how many sales are you closing every month right now?
With the 2 guys, probably 4. I would say 6 sales. So one guy's our superstar. He closes 4 a month.
Okay, so what's the average value of the sale?
$2,500.
Okay, cool. And so right now you're doing 6 at $2,500. How many sales per month would you want to be doing if you could?
I would like to double that. So we're doing about 20. Yeah, almost. It's almost 10K off and on. So I'd like to jump up to 20K a month in sales.
Okay, that makes sense. And before you started talking to me, have you been out there looking for ways to generate that extra $10,000, $12,000 a month through lead generation, or what have you been doing?
Yeah, we're looking at a couple of agencies.
Okay.
Mostly just talking to some other people on the phone. Specifically.
Okay, and what is it that specifically prevented you from going with any of those companies?
They seemed kind of pushy. I think that was at the end of the day, they were like pretty expensive. They wanted double what we were getting, what we were bringing in, and they wanted it like right up front without showing us any testimonies or anything like that.
Okay, well, let's just make sure that what we do would actually work. But besides, I guess, having a more consistent lead flow and I guess doubling your revenue, like what are you looking for in a marketing company? Like what's your ideal criteria?
I think someone that just monitors basically what's coming in, and they can give us feedback on maybe it's once every week or once every 2 weeks as to what's working, what's not, so we can tweak it. Right now we have nothing.
Okay. And I guess like you run the sales team and you're the business owner, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So for you, it's kind of like you want to make sure that you're looking after your sales guys. It sounds like you have some decent sales dudes, and it's about really being able to step up as a leader and nurture them, make sure that they have the things that they need to do to have the level of success that they need to have, right?
Yeah, I want to fill up their pipeline so they're busy each day.
Okay, that makes sense. And I guess like, so you mentioned you wanted to make more money in the business, that you wanted to get to like, I think it was $20,000 a month. Like, would that be the ideal monthly income, or like what are you guys really looking to make?
Well, we'd like to be able to scale from there, but it's basically on a trial basis. Let's get it ramped up to 20, analyze it over the next month or two, and then figure out a way to ramp it up. If that's 50K, 60K a month, maybe adding another salesperson without breaking the bank.
Okay, but I guess like, I guess like there's two sides to the coin, right? And I guess like goals are an interesting thing, right? So like if I put Usain Bolt on a 100-meter line and I tell him just to run, and he's running towards a gold medal, right? He's going to run very fast, right? As fast as he can. But if I release a lion behind him, he's obviously going to run faster.
Right.
Okay. So like there's sort of two sides to the coin, but the medal still needs to mean something. So like, let's say in 6 months' time, 12 months' time, everything's kind of going to plan. Like, what are you really looking to do with this business? Because like, I have no interest in helping you get to your short-term goals. I just want to be transparent.
Right.
And I want to make sure that like you're open to looking at bigger goals, because like for us and our clients, like I want to make sure that we're working with people long-term, that they don't just want to get to 20K a month or whatever, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I want to make sure that we're on the same page. So what are you really looking to do? Like what's the vision for the future for you?
Well, once we stabilize the income here in Canada, there is a company in Australia that we want to partner with, and, be able to work with that company as well and go a little bit more international, so that we're running 24 hours a day.
Okay, that makes sense. And in terms of like revenue, like do you have kind of a vision of what like your 12-month, like a stretch goal, right? Like have you ever heard the term BHAG? Big, hairy, audacious goal, right?
No.
So you want you want to have a BHAG, right? And then from there, like you work back. So, like what is, if I was a genie, I could snap my fingers and everything worked out in your business. Where are you in 12 months, man? Because without that vision, like that leadership role becomes harder. I know you want to fill up your sales guys. You want to make sure that everything's sort of there. You know what I mean? Yep. And so we want to make sure these guys are full to the brim. Like, first of all, how much money do you want them making to enable you to be able to secure and like lead those dudes to make the income that they want? And then from there, what do you want your business to be able to produce for you?
Right. Are we just talking an estimate, like 100K a month kind of a target? Like, I don't really have all the numbers.
Okay. Well, and that might be some of the problem. Like if you're open to it, we can spend a couple minutes kind of going through, I guess, a quick assessment to figure out what you want from the business, because like as part of the marketing, I need to see the vision. I need to feel the vision, to be the vision. Right. And so like what I want to do is like, okay, so let's walk through what you want to take from the business. So have you thought about like what the ideal income that you can take from the business is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like if I'm bringing back, like for myself, 100K, and then my team is making a decent level so that they don't quit and move somewhere else. And yet,
Is that a month or a year? Sorry.
A year.
Okay.
Yeah, because
okay. So you want to make 100K from you want to have a take home of 100K.
Yes.
Right, and then you want your sales guys. Okay. Do you know what your net margin is? Gross margin?
No, not off the top.
Okay.
No.
Let's assume like you're a coaching program, right? Let's assume you run at a 35% net, right?
Right.
So then for you to be able to take that home, you really only have to be earning, sort of about 30K a month, right? So 30K a month gross, that's like about 3xing what you're currently doing at the moment. Okay. So you being able to get to 30K a month, get a take home of $100,000 a year, and then actually have some sales guys that you're leading to success and hitting the income goals that they want. Like I guess like what would you do with that type of money coming in? Like, how does that fulfill you? Because money is money. It doesn't mean anything. Money is just freedom tickets, right? Like that's really all it is. So there has to be some sort of tangible attached to it, you know what I mean, in order to make it real, because we want to set some real goals here. So with $100,000 coming in from your business for you personally, what can you do then that you couldn't possibly do now?
Well, for us, it's just being able to obviously be able to travel a little bit more. I want to make sure that like anything above the 100K would go back into the business, obviously. But I want to make sure that the team is there so that we can take off on holidays, because right now all my time, energy is being poured into it 7 days.
It sounds like leadership's pretty important to you, man. Like it almost sounds like you're, like, I don't know if you're religious, but it sounds like stewardship more than leadership. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah, it's important because I if I don't make a certain amount, I got to let these guys go as well. So I'm wrestling with that at night as well.
Okay. And so with what you're doing now, and I suppose like just sort of be real with me, how close are you to being able to do that and being able to make sure that your team is looked after in the way that you are and that you, God forbid, go on a holiday every now and then?
Right. Well, we've already been talking about, if things go the way that they are over the next 2 months or so, I'm going to have to let one of our sales guys go. So that's not going to be easy, but unless we figure out a way to ramp things up, ramp the business up and then that allows me, once it's stabilized, then we can say, okay, you know what, in 4 months, we're taking off for a week or two, but I don't want it to dip down. And then when we come back, it's like starting all over again.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of sounds like you're on a bit of a hamster wheel of growth, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because once things get rocking and rolling, somebody disappears and goes working for someone else.
Okay, well, like when hamster wheel, like, do you want to explain what that means?
Well, to me, the hamster wheel is basically the turnover with our sales guys. So we have 2 guys and then one that we're training. And then as soon as we get everything running, one guy will leave and do something else.
And is that having an impact on you and the business?
Yeah, because I got to stop. Now I got to focus on recruiting and finding another salesperson.
Okay, that sounds like a little bit stressful.
Yeah, it becomes all consuming. You start thinking about it. Even if we were to take off out of town, I'd be on the phone if I'm with my wife and she's like, it's business again. It's like, yeah, I'm talking to the sales guys. So that happens a lot.
Okay. Well, I guess how would it be different if you were able to, give your guys consistent lead flow, get the business to a point where it's sort of not running without you, but there's people being able to do things and you could actually spend more time with your family. Like, what would that do for you personally, though?
Well, I think just to be able to get away and not have all the stress of coming back to.
What do you mean stress?
Stress is in basically fighting fires when we come back.
Okay. I mean, like, you're not a firefighter, right? That's not what you signed up for.
No.
You know what I mean? So,
no, exactly.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. Okay, man. So I think I understand what you're, the Usain Bolt, what's you're running for. I mean, I think I have a pretty good understanding of that. But what I want to find out is like, the true motivator is what you're running away from. So if you have a deer and a bear, right, and the deer is having, eating a delicious little bit of grass, and the bear comes along and it's like, I'm going to eat the shit out of that deer, right? Like the bear starts running, the deer starts running. Like, what animal do you think would give up first?
Probably the bear.
Why is that?
Because he can just go somewhere else and chow down, whereas the deer is dead if the deer stops.
Right? So like the motivation levels are outweighed, and we all know those people that we see. They're like single mom, 4 kids, 7-figure business, doing yoga on the beach at 4 a.m. and being like #blessed, right? And you're like, what the fuck is that chick putting in her coffee? Like the answer is fear and reality. Like, do you know what I mean? And so like now we know what you're running for, but let's talk about the other side of that. Like what are you running away from? Like what happens if you don't fix this? The next 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, 2 decades. Like what happens if it stays the same and nothing changes?
Well, if nothing changes, probably have to let the sales team go and then try something else.
Okay, but like that's like the overarching. What's the day-to-day of what actually happens? You're right, Sam Hollis.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Okay, so like the reason why the deer runs isn't because it's like, man, it would be really unfortunate if I got eaten by a bear, right? It's like it has seen like sinew being ripped off the flesh of other deers. Right. There is a real life visualization to it. So like what happens? Like what's the day-to-day ramifications of not making this change and not getting more consistency in your business, getting your sales guys full, and actually being able to step out of the business a little bit and not have to come back and put your firefighting suit on?
Well, I think it just will wear away at you where you're not accomplishing the goals that you want in life, and it just the purpose kind of dwindles as well.
And what happens when the purpose dwindles? Like what happens? What's the natural conclusion to that?
I don't know. I can't see beyond that because it gets pretty blurry. It gets pretty dark, right? It's like, man, I don't want to go do some other business or whatever it is, because it'd be pretty depressing to have that conversation with the sales team and say, look, guys, this isn't working. I got to cut all 3 of you loose. I don't want to have that conversation.
So are you willing to settle for that as being a possible reality?
No, not if I have
like who decides whether or not you settle for that or not?
Well, it's clearly on my shoulders.
Okay, so are you really ready to start, I guess, taking the actions to change the situation, to get more consistency, to be that leader that you need to be, to get the sales team to be where they are so they can stay in the saddle and actually make a good living doing this? Or like, where are you at?
Yeah, I'm definitely open.
Okay, so is it time to make a change?
Yeah, it sure sounds like it.
So, okay, so like, why not? Why do it now? Why not just wait another 2, 3, 4 months?
Well, like I said, like if we're waiting even like 8 weeks from now, I got to try something. That's one of the reasons why I reached out to you is because I've seen what you've done with other teams. And if you can help our organization out, then I'm willing to get that going.
All right, man. Well, if you want, I can I think that what we do might actually work for you. I think that if you want, I can take you through what we do and how we do it. And then, we can see if there's a possibility to help you. Would that be okay?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, man. Cool. So essentially it's $10,000 for 12 weeks. Okay. And for that, this is what we're going to do for you. Okay. So we have kind of a 3-pillar approach. I do apologize. I'm just going to make up the pillars. Okay. So, you know what I mean? So pillar 1 is all about, it's all about systemizing for consistency, right? So what we do is we have a look at all the different lead generation mechanisms. We want to make sure that you have a large breadth of opportunity, because you know how you said you're on a bit of a hamster wheel? Like, I want to make sure that you get out of that hamster wheel, get some consistency, right? So that you can feed the sales team. And what we're going to do that is we're going to do that through diversification of lead generation. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at your marketing and your messaging. So we're going to make sure that we're actually dialing in for the right people, right? Because we don't just want people filling out a form on your website. We want the right people filling out a form on your website. So what we're really going to do is dive through your messaging and make sure that everything is congruent across the entire way, right? So that we can make sure that your guys are not only speaking to leads, but good leads. Make sense?
Yes.
And last but not least is all about scale and growth. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that like we're going to have a system that dials in the numbers and that we have like a weekly meeting on the numbers. And I want to know what the sales team, we're going to have a feedback loop from the sales team to us, to you, so that we make sure that the volume is there, the messaging there, the quality is there. And as soon as we hit numbers that are scalable, we start to ramp it up as fast as humanly possible. Because if I give Facebook 1, I want you to get 10 back. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right, perfect. So that structure that I've laid out, does that make sense to you in terms of like how we're going to do it?
Yeah. No, it sounds pretty straightforward.
Okay. And does that feel like it could be the answer for you?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just
why is that? Like what is it specifically that you feel is, I guess, beneficial to you?
Well, I like the idea of being able to use other channels. Like I never really thought about using Facebook and that. I'm kind of hung up a little bit on the price right now.
Well, like I just want to find out, like what is it about, I guess, the way that we're going to do it specifically that makes you feel like this could actually be the answer for you?
Well, I think the accountability seems to be pretty good, where you're following up on a weekly basis, if I understand it correct, with one of the pillars, and just to be able to find other resources where our leads are coming in. Definitely.
Okay. Is there anything else that you feel like will be like a benefit you and make sure that, I don't know, like that this is actually going to work for you this time?
I think just the ability to stabilize the income is always just kind of underlying there. Like if I were to jump on board, I want to make sure that it works, right? Not just throw money out and then all of a sudden, okay, 8 weeks, it doesn't work. It's like, okay, now we're feeling like we're a little bit backwards now.
Absolutely, man. And, to be honest, like, you know what I mean? Like we can never, it's just a perspective shift, right? Because if we're making decisions based off like our current perspective, it's really difficult to ever have a different one. And right now, the current perspective is inconsistency. You know what I mean? Trying things, failing, trying to repeat. And if we're always waiting for something to be guaranteed to work, then I hate to break it to you, brother. Like we're looking for a unicorn that doesn't exist.
Right. I hear you.
But all we can consistently do is put ourselves in a position where we can succeed.
Right.
So I think I don't have much else for you. I think I've gone kind of through everything at this stage. The next steps would be, and if you think it's appropriate, is to sort of take you through, organize your payment, and then from there we would onboard you and actually start the process of getting you that consistency and getting you to that 30K a month, 100K a year take home, so you can stop putting out fires and, God forbid, go on a goddamn holiday. Like, would that be appropriate? Like, where do you want to go from here?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
You can give me some objections, man. It's fine.
Okay. Again, the thing is, like with price, is there a way to measure this? Like with benchmarks, like, okay, we hit this benchmark in 30 days. Here's your first payment. Boom. Thank you for that. And then the next benchmark, another 30 days. Here's the next payment kind of thing. Or you want it all up front and here we go.
Okay, man. Well, we can talk about that. But let's just... Yeah, for sure. We can talk about all that. I just want to make sure, like, if you had the money and someone just dumped $10,000 in a duffel bag and it was all there, like, would this be the answer for you?
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Why?
Well, again, you've already mentioned a couple of things that I hadn't thought about with regards to other streams of basically bringing in other leads, accountability. And the idea of being able to go on holidays, obviously that's always sitting there. It's not that we want to run away from work or anything like that, but
Sure, man.
I do feel like we need a bit of a break every once in a while, come back refreshed and know that the team is scaling.
For sure, man. And so, like, what are some ways that we think that we can come up with the funding where you can actually get this consistency, put yourself in a position where you can go on holiday? Like, what are some ways that you can come up with the funding where we can actually get this started?
Okay. Well, I do have the funding. It's just more,
Okay.
Being able to, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't feel comfortable just meeting you and then saying, here's 10K, let's rock and roll. Like, I got to figure out some kind of a benchmark that we know that we've hit something. We've hit a goal, and maybe that's part of your analysis where we sit down together and figure out my targets and all that kind of stuff together. But it feels like here it is, because we've been burned in the past before.
Sure, man. And you know what I mean? And, like, are you married?
Yes.
Did you have girlfriends before your wife?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you just give up after the first one didn't work out and then just go, screw it with relationships? Or did you learn from the mistakes in the past and then you found your wife and now you're very happy? Yeah.
Yeah. I see where you're going. Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
So I think like
for sure.
The mistakes that we make in the past is the tuition that we pay to make the correct decision today.
Right.
And so, like, I completely understand your concerns, and I don't think that they're not without merit. I just want to make sure that we're making decisions based off what puts us in the best possible position to be able to get the outcome. So everything money aside, like, what do you feel like you need at this point to put yourself as the leader of a team and put yourself and your team in the best position in order to be able to get the outcomes that you want for them and yourself?
Well, I think something like this would give the team a little bit of hope as well. Pardon me?
Like this?
Yeah, like what we're talking about right now, this program,
Okay.
This exact program, to be able to approach the team tomorrow and say, look, this is what we're doing moving forward. And
so like as the leader, like you going all in on that and you being able to go to your team and go, listen, this is what I've done. How do you think that would come across to your team?
I think it would give them a little bit of a jump. I think, obviously they're not going to be all smiles and everything, because we're going to be a little bit more aggressive in growth and all that stuff. But I think the idea that they see me trying, I don't know. I think it'll be motivating as well for them.
Okay. So what's the next step from here?
I guess just if you want to send me the contract, we can get it going.
Sure, man. We don't have contracts, man. We just have like terms of service. Do you know what I mean? And what are you hoping to kind of see through the terms of service? Like what are you hoping to see?
Just that you guys are doing your job, obviously, and just the outline of the details. Obviously, you mentioned that nothing is guaranteed and all that kind of stuff, but sometimes it's nice just to have it in writing and then on we go.
Yeah, for sure, man. And the way that we handle that is what we do is we like, because like for us, right, like it's all about commitment. And so like this call is being recorded, of which you can have a copy of it, right? I've laid out everything that we're going to do for you, and I'm more than happy to send you the terms of service. However, like I want to make sure that we're getting into bed with the right people, and that we're all going to be committed. Do you know what I mean? So, like before we sort of talk about it, I want to know, like, is this program going to be the answer for you? And like, would you like to move forward? Because then from there we can talk about logistics and how we then start the process.
Yeah, let's move forward.
Okay, perfect. So the way that we do that is we organize your payment. Okay, now we can do that as a one payment or a two payment. Right, and then after that first payment is taken, which is taken over the phone, then from there everything is sent out. If at any stage you don't like the contract, it's totally fine, man. Like then we'll do a complete refund. Like that's just the way that everything works. We have a 7-day cooling off period, like all that kind of stuff. But I want to make sure that you're committed, because the moment that you say yes and you pay that bill, I'm going to start working. Right now, there's obviously logistics and business things that need to go in the background, but the real thing is, I want to make sure that you're putting yourself in the best position possible to be able to achieve your outcome. So would that be appropriate? And would you like to proceed that way?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, perfect.